Hello and welcome. Today we are going over this week's weekly challenges in Gran Turismo 7. So November week 2 sees us get some really decent prizes. So for completing one event, you receive a 6-star roulette ticket for parts. For completing 3 events, you receive a credit ticket for 200,000. And for completing all 5 events, you receive a 6-star roulette ticket for a car. So those prizes are really good. So let's see what we need to do to actually get our hands on them. So the first event is a Sunday Cup Classic around the Autodrome Laguna Center. This is a 2-lap event that puts us up against absolute classics and just a bit more of a slower race. However, you can cheese the system, so there's no limit or restriction for the year model that your vehicle needs to be. So because of that, you can really abuse the system and use whatever road car you like. So to get the event done as fast as possible so I can move on to the next one, I jumped into a Dodge Tomahawk Vision GTS, and this car saw me complete 2 laps of the circuit in a total of under 1 minute and 30 seconds. So it took me 1 minute 23 to get the event done, and you get 7,500 as well as that roulette ticket. So that is honestly just such a big bonus. Now I know people are gonna complain using the Tomahawk is cheating this way, that way, but look, overall, even because I went back and I've done these events a couple of times, using a classic vehicle is not difficult. Any vehicle with even slight upgrades will get the job done. So it's really up to you if you want to spend time doing it correctly or you want to just do it, get your ticket and move on. So if you are moving on, you are going to visit Lake Louise. This is going to be the Japanese 4-wheel drive challenge 600. So yes, you need a JDM vehicle, and personally the only right choices are the Mitsubishi Evo or the Subaru WRX. Those are proper rally cars, but as I said, it's any street legal Japanese 4-wheel drive car that you can use. If you want to use a GTR, by all means you go for it. The list is honestly endless for how many 4-wheel drive Japanese cars there are. It's such a smooth event. It is 4 laps, so it is a bit more of a lengthy race than the first one. However, it's really about just going as fast as possible around the corners. I never tapped on the brake. Well, that's a lie. When it comes to off-roading, well, you can really just chuck your car into a corner and let it slide and slow down that way, or you can use the brake and actually go slowly and do the event properly. So around Lake Louise, this event was honestly not too bad. I got into first place about just over halfway through the second lap. So when it comes to difficulty, even with it being set on the hardest difficulty, it's not really that like, wow, it's a strenuous event. If you want to even use the Toyota Tundra, by all means you can, because it's capable. I've done the event and got it done with the Toyota Tundra. It really just depends on how much power you got and if you're actually able to control the vehicle that you're driving. So no real strategy or any advice to give for this event, but all I will say, in the Evo that I used, it took me 4 minutes and 6 seconds to complete the event. So with the weekly challenges, these events don't take incredibly long to complete, especially if you find a way to cheese the system. Well, you can get them done in absolutely no time. So the next event is a American Clubman Cup 700. Now this is going to be around Laguna Seca, and as I said, it's American vehicles, so pick an American car. The choices and varieties of vehicles that you have is honestly insane. For me, I went for the Camaro SS. If you haven't been watching my recent videos, I discovered that this car is absolutely bonkers around the circuit. It has almost 1,000 horsepower, isn't that heavy, and has a good amount of downforce to actually get you around corners effectively. So this vehicle absolutely ate up the circuit. It stepped out the right amount. I was sliding through corners and just having an absolute blast. And with the dynamic time of day, it also just made the whole experience just enlightened. It just made it better. So in total, after even spinning out during the event, it took me just over 7 minutes to complete. So as I said, these events, even if you bang one out a day, you are gonna be able to knock them out quite quickly. So with us completing a third event, there we get our 200,000 credit ticket. So from there, this was my favorite event of the week, the Porsche Cup. Now this sees us go around the Nürburgring in a Porsche, but with the performance points level of 650. So with the brand new edition of the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, the 992 from 2022, I decided, you know what, let's actually downgrade it and actually get it under 650 and see how good it can be. So when I say this car absolutely ate up the Nürburgring. However, with me being a bit of a cautious driver, I actually wasn't able to catch up to first place. Yes, I didn't finish in first, I actually finished in third because I just was taking it a bit too cautiously. I wasn't really pushing the car where it needed to be because, to be honest with you, I don't really have that much experience on the Nürburgring and I didn't know how to take some of the corners. So it took so I didn't set that fast of a lap time, hence why I actually ended up in third position. However, even with me finishing in third, I still completed the achievements and got the event done, because as long as you finish at or higher, you will complete this event. So with that done, we move on to the final event. Now, just saying, I went back in the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, same difficulty, and I got first place. So it is possible, and honestly, that event is a actual challenge, because with the cars being set 30 seconds ahead of you and you are all at the same performance points level, it's really a test of your driving skills and not of just are you able to use the fastest car possible. And lastly, around Fuji International Speedway, we are doing the WTC 800. So for this, I pulled up my Nissan R92 CP with the 800 pp tune in it, and I slapped on some racing intermediate tires and my fuel map on fuel map level 3, and this allowed me to carry the vehicle from start to finish without refueling a single time, without needing to go in to change tires a single time, because the downpour during this event was actually more than I expected. It rains for, I'd say, 80% of the event. So yeah, you can sit on intermediate tires for the entirety of it, or you can run with racing wet tires, have a bit more grip during that 80%. But when the circuit does start to dry out, those racing wet tires are gonna get eaten up insanely quick. So it really is a give or take. That's why I stuck with the intermediates, and honestly, it took me quite long to actually overtake the opponents. Now yes, I am on the hardest difficulty and that is no excuse, but I actually only got into first place at the beginning of the 7th lap, because that is when the AI decided to actually go into pits. So look, I was gonna overtake him regardless, but I still just managed to pull it and just go, as I said, from start to finish without refueling, without needing to change tires, and just get the race done. So overall, the difficulty of this event, if you did spin out, you are gonna be in a bit of trouble. You are gonna have to make up a bit of time. However, I don't really see, or there wasn't a moment where I started stressing. Unlike the Porsche Cup actually had my emotions going, thinking, okay, I need to push a car harder because I need to catch up with the opponents. So when it comes to the overall difficulty of this week, 2 out of the 3 events were a bit tricky, but the rest plain sailing. So this week overall, really easy to get the prizes, didn't really put up much of a challenge, and my favorite events of the week was the Porsche Cup. So now, if you guys do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.